I know there are some of you guys out there that are just as weird and nerdy as me and just are like, what do you do with this yarn when you get it? I think I want to make a whole bunch of squares, because who knows, when you go to Dollar Tree and they have yarn there that's like, I love this yarn, but I don't know what I'm going to make with it. In this video, I'm not showing you like what to make with this yarn. I'm just showing you how big an area of yarn one skein covers, if that makes any sense. I know it's kind of yarn geeky, but that's me. Okay, I am at a Dollar Tree in Shawnee Mission, Kansas, and I just want to show you some of the yarns. Looks like they've got Premier Just yarn, worsted weight, 109 yards, 100% acrylic. I have used this yarn. It is wonderful. And there is Premier Just Cotton. It is 87 yards, 85% cotton. And it's not super soft, but it does make excellent dish towels, bags, things like that. And they've got a few colors. There's some white and green, white and blue. I like this color. This would make awesome bags. Mushroom, dusty rose, some knitting needles in there. Here's some Premier Just chenille, 65 yards. Says it's a 6-weight, super bulky. And this is really soft. I've used every single one of these Premier yarns at Dollar Tree. Is really nice. Love this color. This looks like a Halloween color. There's orange, purple, spring green, yellow, pink, oops, white, blue, and blue black. I was looking at this. This is the tweed, just yarn tweed, 98 yards. It is a 4-weight. Nice. They've had this color for a while. And same with this. This is the grayish. I guess that's gray and beige together. Some more gray, black. This is rust tweed. And oh, here's just a couple of extra yarns sitting in here. Looks like this whole little bin right here is filled with some extras. They've got the Crafter Square acrylic yarn. This isn't as soft and as nice as the Premier yarn. It is 153 yards, but you know, it's good yarn. Okay, those two are empty. Here is what is this, sandstone? These are just basic regular colors, some good old plain white. Oh, here's a Crafter Square. The Crafter Square, we haven't already said, isn't quite as soft as the Premier. Oh, something's a little disheveled here. There's some plain yellow, gray, like a dark gray. Just yarn. This is pecan, just a basic blue, royal blue. This is that taupe, black, orange, green, and a turquoise. So yeah, they've got this pretty well stocked. I looked a little to see if they have any of the crochet hooks, but I did not see any. I saw some scissors. Well, there we go. There's knitting needles, but no crochet hooks. Okay, so I'm here at another Dollar Tree and I'm in the craft department. This is the Dollar Tree in Lawrence, and I was at the Dollar Tree in Shawnee Mission. But as you can see, there might be a few different colors here, but basically they're the same colors. I did want to show you one thing though. They do have the crochet hooks here, and they are not the plastic, they are the ergonomic. These hooks are awesome. I have gotten them, and I will show you how they work when we get home. I have been crocheting yarn from Dollar Tree into little squares so that I can show you like how much, what I think of the yarn, etc., etc. And I've done some with the Dollar Tree crochet hooks. So let's go take a look. So the first square I want to show you is a square that I made a while back, and this is using all Premier Just yarn, and it is a gingham square. I didn't use all of the skein of yarn for each of these colors, so I did have some left. That's probably some of the scrap yarn that you have seen in some of my granny squares, but I do have a tutorial for this, and I will put the link down in the description. So the good thing about the yarn at Dollar Tree is it's only $1.25. Used to only be $1, but since they've gone up to $1.25 tree, they're a little more expensive. But that's okay because, you know, $1.25 for a skein of yarn is not too expensive. The drawback is that the skeins aren't that big. There's, I mean, this particular one I got maybe a year ago. It's a 4 medium weight. It is 131 yards. This is a nice yarn, you guys. This is a nice, soft value yarn. But, you know, if you're used to using regular size skeins of yarn, you're like, well, what am I going to make with this? So I'm going to show you what I made with some of these smaller skeins of yarn. Another drawback I have found is that they are a little inconsistent with their sizing. Sometimes the Just yarn will be 109 yards, sometimes it's 131 yards, sometimes it's 156 yards. So I'll show you on their website kind of what I mean by that. No, their website doesn't have a lot of yarn, which, you know, is always a for me. Through the years, I've seen several different kinds of yarn there, like they have the Just yarn, the sport weight yarn, the Just chenille, the Just active, the Just cotton, the crafter square yarn, and the Just yarn tweed. They've also had a bunch of different varieties, some flowers, which was like little sprinkles of color all through the yarn. And this yarn right here, I've actually got in a project bag because I've got all of it together. It's the Just yarn plush. I saw a few in the store, but I haven't seen any new shipments of this. And I have all of these colors right here of the plush. As you can see, there's a yellow, a red, an orange, a white that I am making a blanket out of. I think that's all the colors. And this is it so far. It's a whip. I'm just using half double crochet, and it's a little over a yard long, but it's so soft and it's so nice. I don't know if I'm gonna finish that blanket, but it makes a soft blanket. With this, there was 106 yards. It's 100% polyester. This is what it looks like. And it is machine wash, cold, lay flat to dry. And that's automatically like, oh my gosh, the washing of it requires actual work. But I mean, I could see myself if I had maybe a sweater made out of this. It takes me anywhere from 1,200 to 2,000 yards. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Maybe if I made a sweater vest, or, you know, a short sleeve sweater, a crop sweater, one that's not, you know, like full length down past my booty. This might make it, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna make with it, but it is all together in my bag. So it's gonna be something that's all together. You know, I haven't found another yarn that is like this, so I definitely don't wanna separate it. No, I just wanna make sure when I make something, I make it all together with that yarn. Ta-da! Whip in the bag. Okay, so let me show you what I've been making. I've been using my handy dandy pattern that is the lemon peel stitch. Last video, I didn't know whether this was the lemon peel stitch or what it was called. Some people said it was the lemon peel stitch. Some people said it was the Suzette stitch. I looked up the tutorials on both. This is definitely the lemon peel stitch, and the Suzette stitch is something else, but it does involve double crochet, single crochet, and I will show you what it is sometime. But for today, we're gonna look at Premier yarn. Actually, we're gonna look at Dollar Tree yarn, which has a majority of Premier yarn and a little bit of Crafter Square. Okay, so the first square I made was this. This one is Crafter Square. It is the only yarn I have to show you today that is not a Premier yarn sold at Dollar Tree. So the Crafter Square yarn, that's what the label looks like. And it is 132 yards. It doesn't say what weight it is, but it feels like a light 4 or a heavy 3. It actually feels more like a 3, which I was puzzled by on the label when it recommended a 6mm hook. So what I ended up doing was using a 5.5mm hook, and I like the look and feel of it. I could have even gone down to a 5mm, but I think this would make a nice blanket. And this is roughly a square foot. If you were to block it, it would definitely be a square foot. I never block things because I just use everything that I have all the time, so it's not gonna stay like all nice and neatly blocked. If they had a bunch of different colors of the Crafter Square yarn, I could see myself getting, and if it depends on what colors they have, because Dollar Tree kind of varies in their colors. Sometimes they're seasonal. They seem to have some that are there all the time, like white, black, blue, you know, just some standard colors, but they do have, say, seasonal colors occasionally. Like last year, they had all these Valentine colors. They had pinks and reds and purples. You see in the visit that I took to the Dollar Tree in this video, what colors they have now. So I was really happy when I found these. Okay, so this is how big the Crafter Square is. They have good colors, even if they just have one color or two colors. I mean, you can see how much you would need to make a blanket, because basically if you want to make a baby blanket size, you put 3 by 3, seam them together, put a border around it, voila, baby blanket. Oh, you know what might be helpful? A chart. A chart that has all the sizes of blankets. Ta-da! I got this from All Free Crochet. I'm thinking of making my own that I'll put on my website that you can download later. But for this, for now, we've got this. You know what? I think I'll post the picture in my community tab too, just so you guys can look at it for easy reference. Here's all the squares I'm going to be showing you guys, and they're all roughly a foot square. So in my head, when I go to Dollar Tree, I'm thinking, you know, how many square feet do I need for a project? And that's how many skeins of yarn I get. Okay, this next one is the Just Active, and you can see, you know, where I turn. This is the lemon peel stitch in the square, and I turn after every square around. So anyway, whoops, there, that's what it looks like. I love this. This is the Just Active Worsted by Premier. And this is 80% polyester, 20% acrylic. It is a 4-weight it suggests a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, and that's what I used. And this, it kind of has a feel, I wish you guys could feel this. It feels a little like Karen Cloud Cakes, and that's the polyester in it, but not quite as buttery soft. And you see it is almost pretty much, I think they all averaged in between 11 inches square and like 11.75 inches square. You can see I just used the whole skein when I was testing this. This is my new thing I like to do with yarn. I will just take a skein of yarn and crochet a square just to see how big a square and to test out the yarn to see how I like it. I just love yarn. And I want to see what it looks and feels like and how much it makes. Here, let me show you something. Kind of going off track here, but this is one of the new Michaels yarns. It is the Loops and Threads Carousel. This is how big a square one skein of it makes. So it makes, you know, what is this? Maybe 18 inches, but this is also a 5 weight. So, sorry, got off track a little. We're talking Dollar Tree yarn. So anyway, the Just Worsted yarn, and this comes in different colors. So, you know, if there's a time when they have baby colors, that would make a great baby blanket. Next is the Just Cotton. Ta-da! See, it's almost a foot square. And this is a good workhorse cotton. It's not a cotton that I would want to make a shirt or a sweater out of, just because it's not real soft. It's kind of rough. I did use a 5.5 millimeter. You could use a smaller one if you wanted to. The reason I like to make dishcloths in particular, this skein of yarn will make one dishcloth. And it is, here's what the tag looks like. It is 104 yards. It's a 4 weight. It says it's 85% cotton, 15% polyester. And I have noticed while it shrinks after you wash it, it doesn't shrink as much. And I think that's the polyester in it. We'll probably just end this right here. I mean, you don't need fancy schmancy for a dishcloth. You just need something that works. After I turn this corner, I might just make it a little bit smaller so it's not, you know, so obvious, and weave in the ends. I'll show you something else I made with the Premier Just Cotton. So I had a whole bunch of skeins of it that I didn't know what I was gonna do with it. So I put 2 strands together and I made a rug. I think I used either 8 or 10 skeins, made this. And it's not finished yet. I need to finish it, but right now I have it on the back of my couch. It's kind of a whip that I'm using, like, I don't know, to put on the back of my couch. But I like it, and this is just a basic hexagon single crochet in the round. I don't know if I like it or not, so that's why I kind of haven't finished it yet. I might frog it and make something else, or I might just take it down and use it as a rug sometime. This size, who knows? It's a whip in progress that I'm using. What would we call those? Practical whips? Currently using whips? I don't know, do we have a name for those? We should make a name for those. That is what we should do. For whips that are being used for something while we're deciding if we're going to finish them or rip them out and start something new. Sounds good to me. Next is the Premier Just Yarn Tweed. Here we go. Almost a square. This, once again, lemon peel stitch. You know what? I'm going to put up a tutorial of the lemon peel stitch. Hopefully I'll get it done today, and when I get it done, I'm going to put it down in the description, because what if you guys want to try this? I know there are some of you guys out there that are just as weird and nerdy as me and just are like, what do you do with this yarn when you get it? I think I want to make a whole bunch of squares, because who knows, when you go to Dollar Tree and they have yarn there that's like, I love this yarn, but I don't know what I'm going to make with it. You can make a square. And then when you have enough squares, you can put them together into a blanket. That's what I do. Now, with all these squares that I've made today, I am not going to put them together into a blanket because they're different textures, different feels. But whenever I find a skein of tweed yarn up in my stash, because I know I've got like 20 of them, every time I find one, I'm going to make a square exactly like this, and I'm going to put them together, and they're going to be a blanket. Because literally it takes, I don't know, an hour to make one of these squares, which is what I think is awesome. Because, hold on, we'll put the tweed up here. Oh, let me tell you everything about the tweed. The tweed Just Yarn has a blue label. It's 120 yards. It is 100% acrylic, and it is a 4-weight. It's a little thicker than the Just Yarn though. So there's that. But I mean, I like the thicker. I mean, it's just a little thicker. Another thing that I do like about the labels is they have a ruler in there. On the back of every label for the Premier Just Yarns or the Premier Yarns at Dollar Tree, they have a ruler. And I don't know how many times I've lost my tape measure. I don't have anything to measure with. These come in super handy. Okay, the next one is the Just Chenille. And you guys, if you have baby blankets to make, you need to get some of this yarn. And let me tell you why. 55 yards, 100% polyester. It's a 6-weight. It is so soft. Machine wash warm, lay flat to dry. I would be interested to see how it dries, like on delicate or on fluff, which I'll probably try sometime. I just haven't done that today. Maybe sometime in the future when they have a whole bunch of lovely colors of the chenille yarn, I will go get all the colors and try it. But anyway, the chenille, the label suggests to use an 8mm crochet hook. I used an 8mm crochet hook for this one, and it's a little smaller than a foot. So, you know, you might want to get more like, I could make a 3x3 baby blanket out of this, which would make a square yard, which is what a baby blanket is. If I make a bigger, thicker border. It's the same size, but I used a smaller hook. I used a 7mm crochet hook. I like the look of the 7mm crochet hook because, you know, this yarn isn't gonna, I don't know if you can tell the difference. This looks a little more loosey-goosey. This looks a little more, you know, there's not as many holes just where the corners are. And if you're making a straight across blanket, that isn't gonna make a difference. Say you went to the store, you wanted to make a little bigger blanket, like you could get 16 things of this yarn, which is $20. $20 for 16 skeins of yarn. And if you have a crochet hook, there you go, baby blanket for $20. And this like literally takes less than an hour to crochet. Right now, I know they have some spring colors of the yarn at Dollar Tree. So I'm going to hopefully in the next few weeks and get some of the spring colored chenille yarn and make a baby blanket for my new grandbaby that's coming in September. There are all the Just yarns that I've crocheted. Now I want to show you the hooks. Okay, so you probably noticed that I did not show you a square made out of the Just yarn. That's because I'm going to do a demonstration on how the Dollar Tree crochet hooks work. So these are the ergonomic hooks. I will be showing you how they compare size-wise to some of the other crochet hooks I have, and that, you know, you probably have too. And also, these aren't called a Dollar Tree hook. They are Crafter's square hooks. I've got a 5mm, a 5.5mm here in the straight up plastic. And I've got the same here, a 5mm and a 5.5mm in the ergonomic. I do have a 6mm somewhere. I just can't find it right now because, you know, who hasn't lost a crochet hook? Okay, let's see how these little guys work out on this yarn. Okay, as you can see, my backdrop is another square that I have crocheted. This is made using the Karen anniversary cakes, and it was color blocked. That's why all the colors are all bunched up in one place. But that's something for another video. Okay, first I want to show you, like, this is something that I made. I'm not going to be showing you how to make this today. I do have a tutorial for this, which I will link down below. But I do have this, whoops, this skein of just yarn. This has 131 yards. Some skeins have 156, some have 109. All of just yarn, so I guess it's maybe when they're made. I don't know. I don't know why the size varies. So anyway, if you can find 131 yard, that's a good yard. All right, I'm taking that off. Oh, and this is a 4 medium weight. It recommends using a 5.5mm crochet hook or a 5mm knitting needle. I am going to be using a 5mm crochet hook, and this is called Gentle White. And it says machine wash warm, tumble dry, normal heat. That is what makes this yarn wonderful for me, because I don't want to have to think about yarn or think about how I'm going to wash it, because I'm going to, oh, look at that. That came out really good. That was a good start for that. Okay, we're going to start off with the ergonomic hook. I'm going to start off with this 5mm crochet hook. So here's a few crochet hooks to compare it in size to. Now, it is a lot smaller than a Furls Streamline hook. That's how it is compared to Streamline. And I like the length of the Streamline because I've got big hands, but at the same time, I love crocheting with this hook, which is almost exactly the same size as a clover. This is actually, it is maybe a millimeter or two longer than the clover. It does have a longer neck here. And then I think my favorite crochet hook of all time is the We Crochet. Once again, it combines the length of the Streamline, it's a little bit shorter than the Streamline, with this, although the neck of this is longer, which I do like for Tunisian entrelac crochet. I like to be able to put a few, up to 10 loops on this neck. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about for Tunisian crochet, I will show you I'll show you a picture of it. Okay, anyway, let's get started with this. I will show you how I make my square. I start out with a magic loop. You can start out with, I just want to kind of show you how it works, I mean, you know how a crochet hook works, but I want to show you how it flows, I guess. And at the same time, I can show you guys how I make this square. So there I did 3 chains, a single crochet, double crochet. That first 3 chains counts as the first double crochet. And I'm just making the beginning square right now. Chain 2 and double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, chain 2, and we're going on to the third side, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, And if you're doing the magic square, never be afraid to kind of pull that a little tighter if it's getting too loose. 2 chains, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, and then 2 chains. Pull this magic loop twice, or pull that magic loop tight. I can't talk today. And then you're going to go into this chain 3 on the very top chain. It might be hard to get if you pull it super tight, but you just got to find that top chain right there and slip stitch together. Oops, I pulled it a little tight. Sorry guys, it's taken a while to get through. There we go. And then slip stitch that together, and you've got your, you know, your first little square there for the first round. Then since you single crochet, or since you slip stitched into the top of that chain 3, which is the first double crochet, you will chain 1, turn, and then I single crochet into the top of that chain 3. So there's your single crochet into a double crochet. And this is after, I don't know, did I tell you to turn? You want to turn after every round. So you're crocheting on the opposite side. Next, you'll do that first corner. So right into that corner space, you double crochet and then chain 2 and then double crochet. First corner done. And then you single crochet into that first double crochet. You double crochet into that middle single crochet into the double crochet, and then double crochet into the corner, double crochet twice, chain twice. Here, let's redo that. Sorry guys. Chain twice and then double crochet again. So every corner is a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. And then you repeat that for both sides. But do you guys see how smoothly this hook kind of glides through here? I was really surprised at how much I like this hook. Now, I do like the handle of the We Crochet better, and I like the handle of the Clover better just because it has kind of a softer plastic. This is a kind of a hard plastic, but that's the only thing. The important thing to me is that the hook is smooth. There's nothing that snags. There's nothing that is sticky. It is very smooth, and I'm able to crochet fast with it. Okay, so we've gotten back to where we need to join these yarns, and we started the square, or we started this round with a single crochet, and we ended with a double crochet. And there should be 5 stitches on every side. Each side has 3 double crochets and 2 single crochets. And that's how it will be every round. You will always have the double crochets in the corners, and that's just how it is. Okay, so you will slip stitch into the top of that single crochet, chain 3, which counts as your first double crochet, and then you start all over again. So that's double crochet right there into the top of that single crochet. That's what our first stitch was. And now single crochet into double crochet into single crochet, and in every stitch on every side there will be 7 stitches. there will be 4 double crochets, 3 single crochets. There will always be 1 more double crochet in each side of the round than single crochets. So see, this square is a super easy, super simple square that you can use as the basis for blankets. You can make, you know, anything that you'd use a granny square for, you can use this square for. And this hook is great. I would recommend it. Even if you can't afford the expensive hooks, go try this one. I mean, I would, don't tell anybody guys, but I like these better than the furls. I know, I love the furls. I love how they look, but you know, I guess it depends too. I mean, I like the Furl Odyssey hooks, especially for like small, when I need a smaller hook size, because they're very sturdy. And if I have a small bendable hook, or if I have a hook that's not ergonomic, it tends to bend. I don't know, I'm going off track. Okay, so there's round 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna end using this one, and I'm going to pick up the 5mm non-ergonomic hook. One of these. Now I'm kind of scared because, for one, non-ergonomic hooks are not my favorite hooks to use because I have big hands and I don't know. I do like this on the end though. That's cute. Okay, let's start. This is a first time reaction. So let's see. Okay. 1. Since I slip stitched into the top of a single crochet. Oh, wait a minute. Did I? Hold on. I got talking, so now I forget. Oh no, I ended the round with a single crochet, so I slip stitched into the top. Sometimes if I can't get the top 2 loops, I just go into the top of the, you know, the chain 3, however I can. It should be the top 2 loops, but you know, if you grab the other 2 loops, that's fine too. But it is in the top of that chain 3. Okay, slip stitch, chain 1. I can already tell I kind of like this hook. Okay, that was chain 1. So the next is a double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. Oops, that was my fault. That was me paying too much attention to what I'm doing. Okay, I have to get in my frame of mind where I'm not thinking about crochet so I can tell how I like this hook. Okay, so there's no snags. It's actually doing a nice job. I think I actually like this better than a regular like Boy or Susan Bates hook. I mean, this will definitely do the job. If you like using these kind of hooks better, you know, the non-ergonomic, then this is pretty good. I am feeling a kind of a snag right there, which is a little bit unpleasant. I mean, not on my hands, but you know, when I'm pulling the yarn through, it's not super duper noticeable. But now the one thing, and I don't know if you guys do this too, I tend to have a tighter tension when I'm using a non-ergonomic hook. So to finish out the square, I'm going to want to use the other hook definitely. But this hook, I don't know if that little thing, I mean, it's not that noticeable. But yeah, I like this hook. I'll show you how big it is compared to, oh, I don't think I have. I might have 5mm, but so you can see it's a little thicker than a normal hook, but it's just a little shorter. So that's how that would compare. It does seem like it's a little thicker. Oops, sorry, got hair. And it does taper out a little towards the end right there. Maybe that's what I'm feeling when I'm crocheting it, because I do like to have that leverage down at the back. But anyway, not bad. I mean, it's not bad. In a pinch, I would use it. I would probably use it before I would use this. But definitely, I like the ergonomic hook. It's a little shorter. And I would use it before a furls, but not before. I would use my wheat crochet and my clover before this. But I do like this. Unless I'm doing Tunisian crochet, then I would use this because it has the longer neck. Okay, guys, I'm going to finish up this square, and then I'm going to show you how big this square is. Ta-da! Here's the square. And as you can see, it is about 8 foot square. So that's the same as all of the other Dollar Tree yarn squares. About the same size. You guys have a wonderful day. Go check out the yarn at Dollar Tree if you haven't yet, or even see if your Dollar Tree has yarn. I have found that it's hit and miss at Dollar Tree. Sometimes they have yarn, sometimes they don't. Some locations carry more yarn, some don't. You can go check on the website to see what they've got going on there. If you can find a good haul on Dollar Tree yarn, grab what you can. It's a great yarn, it's a great price. These hooks, meh. These hooks, awesome. Okay, you guys, have a wonderful day and crochet a lot of cool stuff. You know what? Sometimes it's okay just to crochet a square. Okay, love you guys. Bye.